That would be crazy.
All right, it says it's live.
We're live. Yes, we are live. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to realestatelive.now.com, where we are a group of real estate industry live streamers all about what's happening in the live stream arena and social media. And every week we are bringing awesome speakers, guests, hosts, talking to us about what works for them in their business and possibly what can work for us in the real estate industry. So welcome aboard. For those that are brand new to Real Estate Live Now, feel free if you need to ask a question live for our speaker today. Just make sure you, in the comment section, if you can just say you have a question and we will get you a link so you can go live and ask Owen the question. Also, next week, we have Andrew Lane, which is our next guest speaker next Thursday. He is a marketing hacker. He has created a 7-figure business in 2-year span. Are we getting feedback? I'm hearing some feedback.
Let me.
You're muted, Mark. Can you hear us? Owen, can you hear us?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I just heard a little feedback.
There was a little feedback, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if it was my headset, but it's all good, and that's what happens in the real world. So to no further ado, I have Owen. I know you want to be called Owen Video, right? Instead of Owen Smith. All right.
See, and that's why. And that's why, because nobody can pronounce my last name, and it's not a dig on you or anybody. It's a different last name. I get that. So, after so many times this year, I was honored to receive California Small Business of the Year. And when I'm like, this is like this biggest moment of the year, maybe even my life. And he goes up to say my name, and he's just like, Owen, hibbity ba 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 ba, and it's like, yeah, that's me. And that's when I thought, my name doesn't serve me. I love my name. I love my family, but my name doesn't serve me, and people don't remember. My whole life, I have had a video camera in my hand since 8 years old. My dad came home with one of these brick shoulder mount. You had to put the whole VHS cassette tape in it. I've been hooked on video ever since. So it made sense to change my name to Owen Video. And you can find me all around the web at as Owen Video. So that's my story, and I'm really excited to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you. I know you have tons of tips, tricks, and advice and expertise on marketing and video, and that's obviously where the industry is going.
Yeah.
And we encourage everybody to use video. Some people are shy, but maybe you might have some tips. So, but before we get to the tips and tricks, why don't you tell us a little bit about your story? I know you said you just got started from video when you were like 2 years old, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But so what happened from that progression from 2 years old and on?
I've always been an entrepreneurial person, and primarily my background was in sales. I waited tables for 10 years, and I loved it because I had a free schedule, and I was a very, very much a free spirit. My goal was to be recruited. That was really my goal, was to wait tables and be recruited by someone who could mentor me in business and in the art of sales. I wanted to be a salesperson. But what happened was, in sales, you run out of leads. So it became clear to me that if I wanted to do well in sales, I had to get good at generating my own leads. That opened the door to marketing, and I spent a lot of time professionally in marketing. When in 2008, the market sort of crashed, I decided that I would move into video full-time and focus what I'd learned in marketing and channel it towards video. So I went back to college because I thought, like a lot of people did, that you needed to go to college to get a degree and to do all that stuff. And I was 30 years old at the time. And I'm glad I went to college. I finished, I got my degree. But right as I got into college, here's what I realized. I realized that I could take these cameras, go door to door, and sell a marketing video to people that could really use one. So that's what I did. Went door to door. I offered marketing videos to professionals for like $20. And, I made a whole career doing that. Oh, see, I started a whole business doing that. One time I did 17 videos in a day. And that's when I realized it wasn't just a gig that I had. It was really a business. And so During that time, I mean, we went into a lot of realtors. We went to a lot of brokers. I mean, we saw a lot of that business. And so needless to say, I did a lot of videos for realtors, for real estate brokers, and a lot of people in that industry.
Wow. 17 videos in one day?
Yeah, I made a ton of cash that day. Because you're working for cash, and so it's just like boom, boom, boom. And yeah, I might have been spending my nights editing, but I'm watching TV, drinking a beer, editing. It wasn't, my kids are sleeping. I had a very young family at that time. In fact, they all just got home, and so you're kind of hearing the voices in the background. So I didn't mind all the extra time, but as you're sitting down editing, you're realizing, well, I can't do this. I can't do 100 videos in a day if I'm doing all the work. And so when I graduated from school, I was now 32, 33. I hired 2 of my classmates, and we went to work, and that's how Video Spot was born.
That's fantastic. That's pretty awesome. And obviously you have a knack for it. I can tell.
Yeah, I'm live on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'm live on YouTube at least twice a month. I have a YouTube video that comes out twice a week. I'm live on Facebook once a week. I went to school for broadcasting at first. I wanted to be a broadcaster and play to my strengths. But I also love to tell stories and to influence. I believe that I believe in good things, and I want other people to believe in the things that I believe in. And so I enjoy having more influence and being able to speak to realtors and saying, hey, if you do this, you'll be more successful. I like to see my advice and my strategies turn into real business for somebody. That's an exciting place to be.
Absolutely. So what do you think is a misconception that you see in the real estate industry regarding video?
I think that's such a great question about misconceptions. I think that there's a big misconception about what a good realtor video is and what it means to be good at real estate video. There are a lot of real estate personalities online, but then you've also got like Tom Ferry, who I really like and respect. He's not selling houses. He's using video, but he's not selling houses. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like real estate, but it's not real estate. Fortune builders, similar to a real estate training company. So I think what happens is there's sort of like this blurred line of how do I use video, what makes a good video, and what we get is a marketplace full of like home tours and like, hi, this is me, come hire me. And a lot of the videos that I started my career doing. I did a lot of those videos, and I stand behind that work when I did it. We're in a much more competitive, much more loud marketplace now. Realtors that are watching this, real estate professionals know if you're interested in video, then 10,000 other people are as well. So you've got to really have a good process for making video a part of your work life, right? And not an additional thing that you have to do, right? We're not looking for additional things that you have to do. What I want to convince you is that replacing some of your needless activities or resultless activities, or long-term, you're going to this coffee connection because someday it's going to turn into a sale. And that might be that. I met my realtor at a chamber meeting. So there's a lot of value in that. But if you're looking to jumpstart it, video is going to replace a lot of the stuff that you're doing now. It's going to make it easier for you to focus on what you really love, which is hopefully working with people and selling homes. So
tell me, how has that evolved from, obviously it's still going on because I see it all the time myself, they're talking about themselves and the house tour. Yeah. So from the age of when video started and, people were just doing that, and, there has been some, evolvement in there in terms of like, I see now people changing into, it's not just about the home tours. What do you recommend a real estate person do to set themselves apart versus, the traditional old home tour or, me type of thing?
Yeah, I think that's a really great question. Am I able to share my screen with you?
You should be able to.
Yeah, like I can do it. I want to show you a slide here.
Okay. Oh, Beautiful. That's a pretty slide.
Yeah, I didn't plan on going through these, but since you asked the question, I was just kind of covering a little bit of this content on how can a business person, how can a realtor stand out online, and it's by having, I think, a structured approach, having an approach that makes sense. We like to talk about the P3 content strategy, okay? And this is pull, push, and pow content. So pull content, right? This is content that's designed to attract new viewers, to pull them in through keyword research and through what they're typing into Google. And then you've got push content. This is content where you're sort of setting the agenda and you're communicating to your audience, whether it's 3 people or 300 people, you're communicating to your audience what they should be paying attention to, okay? And then you've got POW content. And basically, this is your ad content. This is content that's designed to convert them into a sale. My suggestion is to use a combination of this strategy where you're using some videos designed to attract new viewers in from a search engine, like how do I sell my home for the first time? How do I sell my home by myself? These are keyword terms someone might be typing in, and you say, oh, well, if someone's looking to sell their home by themselves, then I'm not their client. And it's like, no. They're trying to sell them homes. You got to, by themselves, you got to talk them out of it, man. You know what I mean? Like, are you a realtor or you're not? Like, it's like time to get to work now with this content. Post an article about why it's not a good idea to sell your home by yourself and the benefits of working with a realtor. But you want to know what they're searching for and make content for that. Yeah, go and be where they already are. Getting noticed, is as easy as being there. So using pull content in that way, and I would say, go out there, make a whole bunch of pull content videos so that you're bringing in a constant flow of new traffic. Then you can make fewer, 1 or 2 per month push content videos. And push content is like, these are things that your personal expertise brings to the table that they might not think about searching for because they just didn't know what they didn't know, right? They didn't know that they should have matching doorknobs on their door, or that doorknobs could make a difference, or that clean counters, that home staging might be a better way to sell their home. So with pull content, you bring them in, and then with push content, you're showing them, you're leading the way, right? And I think that if a realtor wants to stand out, you've got to have a long-term approach that meets the client where they already are, but then shows that you have thought leadership content, that you have your own opinion, right? And not once did I ever mention a home tour. And that's the key.
Got it.
The key.
I love the concept, push-pull content. I love it. I love that. I haven't heard that, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Before I continue on, I want to make sure that whoever's in the audience, because I can't see the comments in the audience, but if there are anyone out there that does want to ask Owen a question live, feel free to comment and mark our techno person. In the behind the scenes, we'll be able to link you up and you can ask the question live. Otherwise, you can always comment and ask the question as well. Kind of wanted to get that out of the way. I wanted to ask you in terms of, and you had mentioned it a little bit before you put up the slides. So in terms of people searching, how you were saying how to, I know YouTube is a very how-to type of platform. So what 3 tips would you give to get that Google juice from that video in that how-to description per se?
To get it ranked?
Yeah, to get it, so people could see, because I mean, there's thousands and billions of videos on there.
Yeah, your videos need to have metadata attached to them that tells the search engine what your video is and who it might appeal to. But and
just for clarification, metadata
is it's your title, your description, and your tags. That's essentially what metadata is. But we could even go, metadata is information the computer reads, right? It's not necessarily information that the end viewer is going to have access to, and that is the case on YouTube. A normal viewer does not have access to a video's tags. Only the creator has access to those. Now you can get access with some plugins and some tools, and you know, we can talk about those. But when you upload a video, you have the opportunity to add a title, a description, and tags to your video. You also can add thumbnails, and we'll talk about thumbnails in just a second. But your title should be titled the way that someone would search for that video. So you really have to ask yourself, what are my clients looking for? You know, and that's why you do some keyword research. That's why you sort of go to YouTube first and you type in how to buy a home, and you look at the predictive text, right? You look at what sort of drops down.
Yeah, drops down. Like when you're on Google and you're searching and it pops up with.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, I was going to go to it on my screen, but a little too many clicks. But yeah, it kind of pops down. Look and see what's popping up. Right? And if you have to type more, how to buy a home, how to sell my home, and see what pops up. And then click on one or two of those things. See what the titles of the videos are. See what the surrounding videos are. It's going to give you a good sense of what's out there. Now, we use some tools, and we take a structured approach, right? And I teach that in my course in how to do that. But the more organized you are with that, the better you'll be able to create a large library of video titles that now become the basis of your marketing campaign, right? So you've got these titles now that are based on what other people are already searching for, and that's how you're going to get up in the search engine. So now, when the next person, you made a video based on that title, and maybe it's longer. It's not going to be something like real estate Cincinnati, or how to hire a realtor, or Realtor San Diego. I mean, you might get ranked for some of that, but it's rare. People don't search on YouTube like that. YouTube is a how-to, it's a tutorial, it's a learning place for adults. A lot of comedy, a lot of viral stuff on there as well. I mean, there's lots of different segments. But we're talking about business people doing business. Like, you know, it would be how-to and stuff like that. So you create the titles like how to hire a realtor that could sell my home in under 30 days. Right? Longer title, more keywords, more interesting, right? Having a great title is the cornerstone to getting your video to pop up in the search engine results. Having a great description and great tags also help as well. And tags, you know, they reinforce. Tags are 2 or 3 word phrases that reinforce and give your video context, you know, real estate, realtor, how to hire a realtor, how to find a realtor. You know, tell the search engines what your video is about. If you were explaining the video to somebody, what's this video about? No, it's about this, it's about that. Those 2 things will get you ranked.
Now, do you suggest, like, obviously YouTube is all over the world, so would you suggest, you know, how to sell your home in less than 30 days, and then the city name, or not even include what location you're in?
I wouldn't include the city name. And here's why, is because YouTube and Google, YouTube is a Google-owned property. And there's search engines are naturally going to gravitate to your local area. Now, when is it wrong to have those types of videos? No, it's a different strategy though. That's more for like local ranking. But the idea is that you want to appear authoritative to your audience. And if you've got videos that are so hyper-focused on your city and state, then you've got a problem, because only so many people are going to search for that search term, and only so many are going to click on your video. So you've got to appeal to a national database, right? Knowing that that these views that you're getting from people who will never hire you, they'll never hire you, right? Those views are going to make you more authoritative to the person who can hire you.
Got it.
And that's key. It's key to be a realtor and say, hey, I've got, check out my video. It's got 10,000 views on 30 ways to sell your home. What is that going to do for your potential client? Right? When they, oh, this guy's got 10,000 views on this video. Wow, he knows his stuff. And then when you pan back and you got 5 more videos, each with 10,000 views, you're a pretty authoritative person. You know, and you're going to close that deal every time.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense for sure. The other question that I have is, because there's so much live streaming going on, a lot of people talk about repurposing.
Yeah.
Repurposing videos from Periscope, repurposing from Facebook, repurposing from, I don't know, Snapchat, whatever the live streaming thing is, the new thing going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, because it's always changing, right?
Yeah.
So how do you feel, or what is the best approach in repurposing? And, a lot of social media people talk about repurposing.
Yeah.
How does that pan out in terms of YouTube?
That's a great question. I love to answer that question. My thoughts are is that you have to respect the platform. Okay. So I'm not a fan of repurposing Periscope video on YouTube unless that video has been edited in a way to serve the YouTube audience. That could be any number of things. It could be, keep in mind, Periscope is a portrait platform, and YouTube is not a portrait platform. It's a landscape platform.
Right.
So if you've got to either zoom in on that video, or you've got to preface it in some way. So I would suggest an approach that does like an intro. Hey, everybody, today I'm going to show you my Periscope from 3 days ago, and this is why. And you kind of tell them why, and then maybe you deliver the Periscope in this half of the screen, and in this half of the screen over here is sort of like your brand name. It could be your logo. It could be like just some funny statements. It could even be you, the camera, like listening and reacting to your Periscope. But you've got to use the landscape, because it's a landscape platform. So the same is true on Facebook, right? Like Facebook is not a place where people are hanging out watching video. We're watching 2 to 3 minute funny videos. We're watching shorter videos. And I'm getting people that are, watching some 6 minute and 8 minute clips that I have, but it's rare. It's not a lot of people.
Right.
I don't, live video, I think, is changing that. We're interested in live, so we're hanging out on those a little bit longer. But even I was on a live the other day. I was on, said hi, and then popped off. Like there was just nothing super, super exciting about it. So, you can't go just throwing, and we've been experimenting with this, by the way. Like I am putting my YouTube content on Facebook, and I am experimenting with it. And what I'm seeing is I'm getting people that will view, but they're not going to view all the way through. So I don't want to be the guy who they're walking out in the middle of my set. Does that make sense? Yeah. Even if they enjoyed it, but they don't have the time. So I'm going to repurpose our video. We're going to start making 2 minute like versions of these videos that tease. I still don't think I'm going to get 100% viewership, but they're going to be leaving it 30 seconds left. And I can take that. That's the difference. That's like somebody walking out during the bows, like, you've already closed your set. You're already done. You're just now bowing, and they leave early to avoid traffic. I don't care if they leave then. I don't want them leaving in the middle of my set, though. It makes me and my stats look bad. So we try to avoid that. You avoid that by sticking to the platform. So try to be true to the platform you're going to upload to. That's what I'm saying.
Got it. Okay. And I know I should have asked this before the repurposing question, but so what do you think about I've seen a lot of realtors out there, they have their own brand, like the Foreclosure King or the HUD King, or all different types.
I see it a lot. Yeah, sure.
What do you think about that in terms of, do you think that would get more video views because it's...
Yes. Can I tell you, this is for all of you big time realtors out there. This is like your Keller Williams, is it Smart Homes or Home Smart? And these are recruiter-based models and whatnot. And I like these models, and they're very successful. Keller Williams is very successful out here in San Diego. You can leverage the members of your team. Now, I don't want to get into details about 1099 and family and all that stuff. Let's just say that you have a team, okay? If every person on your team did 1 video a week, you would have content every day on social media, every day. And all you'd have to do is paint a wall or get a background in your office and paint it green or white or whatever. Get a little chair like this, right? And it's just like pictures at the DMV. Every realtor has to come in for 2 minutes on Monday with their day with a prepared piece of content, and it's like you sit and you shoot it. And then it's on YouTube, and it's every single day. You could have a news show where each realtor picks a headline or a story, and then you have one person sort of read the headlines. Hey, in today's real estate news for San Diego County, we've got, this, and that. It would take such little time to create something, to leverage the people that you have. And it doesn't happen as often as it should, because there's just tons of excuses. Well, they're 1099s and I don't have the right to do. You don't have the right, but you do have the ability to call a meeting with your guys that would do it, even if it is your lowest selling guy, right? And he's your newbie and you want him out selling homes. I get that, but he's willing to give you a half an hour a week to promote content for you. You own the content if he leaves. Find a way to make it work. I see a lot of these brokers and, top level agents and whatnot, complaining a lot about content marketing and social media. But then when we present ideas, there's so much resistance to it. If you were to call your leadership team and even, partner with someone like me and call your leadership team, I'm saying your leadership team. What I mean is you call a team meeting. I know you're already doing them. I know you're already doing team meetings. So for one of those, you say, we're having a call to arms. We're going to do video, and here's what I want. I want each of you doing one video per week. The video that gets the most views is getting a steak dinner on me, and that's the same every month. You buy a steak dinner for these guys, right? And motivate them to get videos and to share their videos. So, and that's just one way. That's just one creative way. But your people want to do video. They don't know how. You are in a unique ability to take the lead on that and move them into it and create a culture of video for all your agents.
That's fantastic advice. Thanks, Owen. Lance is jumping aboard. And Lance, you have a question for Owen?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Good to have you, Owen. Thanks so much for doing this. I loved your concept of respect the platform. I've been thinking a lot about that. And do you have a general prescription for what we in the real estate industry ought to do on YouTube versus Periscope versus Instagram versus Facebook Live versus Snapchat? Just kind of a general, so I can start to box myself in and map out my week.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Are you talking about a content flow, like a content calendar in terms of when you should be on? Or are you talking about what you should say when you're on those platforms?
Yeah, the actual type of content, because you said respect the platform. Don't just take a Periscope video, which is a different medium than YouTube, and repost it to YouTube without some.
Yeah, I do. You know what? And I love that you asked that question, because I'm a big advocate of respecting the platform. I just shared the wrong screen, but let me go to this bad boy here. So let me share this with you. I'm in my back end here, and I'm going to go to scripting your videos. Okay, I know that might be a little hard to see, but just go with me on this. This is the structure. It's a checklist for creating a high-performance YouTube video. And you can see it's video title, snappy headline, Facebook text, bumper, intro joke, pop culture, so on and so forth. These tags, the items in the checklist correlate to real content. So the video title, how to make sound off videos for Facebook. My snappy headline would be Facebook videos autoplay in the newsfeed without sound. And that means you've got to be visually captivating. But you see the script is here. The text right here, for example, correlates to the text that's on screen when I'm saying this line here. Now, that's not really indicated, but me and my editor know it, and I teach it, so you're supposed to know it and communicate it. By the way, you're looking at my back-end membership site. I've got clients that pay good money to be a partner, so I hope you guys are getting value out of this. But yeah, there is a format for YouTube. Let me simplify it though. We use a 5-point formula for making videos. And then you would basically edit and chop up this 5-point formula to match the platform that you're on. So, for example, my live streaming process is snappy headline. Always bring them in with a good headline. Snappy headline, introduction, reinforce, right? So you reinforce what they're here for, but you do an introduction. Hey, my name is Owen. I'm at thevideospot.net. Today we're going to be talking about this thing I already said 2 minutes ago. Remember, you're welcoming guests. Then you go into the content, but before you do that, you condition them for your offer. Now, guys, I'm going to show you how to break a board with the karate chop, but I cover this in much more detail in my downloadable ebook, blah, 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 blah. And then you go on and you show them the trick, right? But you're following this process every time, and that enables you to stamp out live videos, because now all you need is a topic and a checklist, and you go through that. With YouTube, it's a little more complicated. With Facebook, it's a lot shorter. That formula only goes up to about the 2-minute mark, and that's where we tease new info. We tease the video we're really promoting to, and we go out. So we start with the 5-point formula, and then we modify that for different platforms.
Okay. Cool. This stuff's so new. We're all testing. Always be testing. Always be testing.
Yeah, and I really could dig into this topic longer with you, because it's so key to have a skeleton. Now, lots of skeletons will work. Like lots of frameworks will work for doing video. But I go live, for example, Monday and Tuesdays and Fridays on Snapchat. I'm live on Facebook every Wednesday, but I do go live throughout the week when I'm testing out content. I'm live on YouTube every other week, and I do lives from my personal profile all the time. That's my content calendar. It's actually written up right over here. Then I got a new video that comes out on Mondays and Tuesdays. So I've got a calendar. And when I know my calendar, I know that I have a YouTube video that comes out on Monday and Tuesday of the week. Then I know that content has to get written the week before, right? So it has to be written the week before on Friday. So when I do my Snapchat and my Facebook Lives that week, it's all usually about what I'm going to write on Friday, so that I'm practicing the content on Snapchat, getting familiar with it. And then, on Friday, I'm writing it all up into scripts. I'm shooting it. And then those videos go live on Monday and Tuesday.
Are you that scripted, Sonia?
Hell no. You know what, Owen? I'm totally the opposite of that. Now, granted, I do have a content strategy calendar. I do have that. However, I am totally an impromptu person. I don't like a lot of structure that way, but it does help to have some sort of structure. So me being very impromptu, very on the go, whatever comes in my day, that's what I do. Yeah. You have an overall general content strategy, yes. Just because there's, I go on all the platforms, but I do have a theme every month and all that good stuff. And that really does help to keep track.
I think that's great. Yeah, I'm not here to say one way or the other. I'm here to say that this is how my brain tries to get all this stuff done. You know what I mean? Is by having that structure. And I know that I'll babble.
Tori, cut the replay, Tori.
Yeah, or mute yourself.
Tori's awesome, by the way. So I smiled a little bit as I saw her log in. I'm like, yes, Air 5. That's how I organize my content. Sonia, you've got a way that works for you. Go with that. You know what I mean? Let your rhythms work with what works for you. I say start small. Start with one thing that you really, really want to do. If it's YouTube videos, do YouTube videos. If it's live, then focus on live. But do one thing really good and then add to it. And let it not overwhelm you. If you're in a place where you're like, I can do more than that, then go for it. But I'm speaking to the person
that's great advice.
Yeah. I'm speaking to the person that might be like hesitant to get going because they don't want to be live on Snapchat 3 times a week. And I get that. I get that. That's not where you should be. You should be where you want to be right now and really get good at that.
Okay, I'll bow out.
But you have to do video.
Yes, you got to do video. I agree totally.
Thank you, Lance. Tori, come back. I was just saying to put yourself on mute, chica. That was it, because we were getting some feedback. But come back, Tori.
But I think you have to be on. I think you have to be on video.
Yes, video is for sure. But here's the thing too, Owen. A lot of people are super shy. Like, what would you tell that person? Actually, we got this question today in our group. Like, what would you use if you are just a brand spanking newbie? You've never been anywhere on video. I have seen other people recommend, oh, we'll do like a slideshow, do a voiceover. Is that something that you recommend for somebody that is brand spanking new?
No, I actually recommend that you don't do video, right? If you're the type of person that's like, oh, I don't want to get in camera, but I want to do video. It's like, no, you don't. Like, you want to talk about doing video. If you're not going to be comfortable doing this and you're not excited about it, like, why would you do it? That's not, and your business will probably do fine. Like, you got plenty of coffee connections and you got plenty of chamber meetings, but who wants to go to the next level, right? And who's excited about doing video? That person is the person that needs coaching and instruction, right? So if you're sitting back down there and you want to do video, but you're afraid of looking dumb or you're afraid of embarrassing yourself, that's cool. I totally get that. But you want, in your soul, you want to do video, okay? For that person, structure. Have a structure, have a format for your script that you can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm done. Next video. Like a typewriter, and then do the next video. That will breed confidence, and confidence breeds more confidence. You'll start doing more videos. You'll be more happy.
There you go. You heard it from Owen himself. Try that, guys. Hey, Tori. First of all, I want to thank Tori for actually connecting me with Owen and bringing Owen onto our group. Thank you so much, Tori. Woo, woo.
You're welcome.
And cool, right? He's awesome. He's a bomb.com. Heck yeah.
I like this show.
So ask away, Tori. I know you had a question.
So, Owen, I've been actually playing around with seeing if my Facebook live videos would work on YouTube, but obviously just chop them up, put the intro and the outro like I've been doing. And I wanted to get your take on that. Like, if you think that would work as like a second video. So I'd actually be putting up 2 videos a week on YouTube. Yeah. The one that I usually create, obviously, and then like this one too, which is even more of like a quick tip type of thing.
So is it different format?
Well, I'm thinking about like putting it behind like so like under like a keynote presentation, and then have the video running in that and kind of make it a little bit more
different
words and different.
I think that is the perfect way to repurpose the video. By introducing like a new YouTube show, right? When you try to cut the corners and you're like, let's see if I can like hack my audience and do like my video on the cheap and sort of upload it, you're just going to run into compatibility issues, right? But if you introduce a new show, it can look different and it can be delivered differently, and it's totally okay. So I'm doing something very similar with Facebook Live. Is I'm doing more like longer tutorial content. Like, if you see my channel lately, it's a lot of bright colors and fast and poppy, kind of showing you what I know, but not necessarily like the nuts and bolts of it. I'm doing more nuts and bolts, like academy type calls on Facebook Live, and then repurposing them over to YouTube, where I get longer watch time from real viewers. Because as we were talking about before, we're not on Facebook to watch a 30-minute tutorial, but they will watch a 30-minute tutorial on YouTube. So repurposing those, I mean, it's a great way to freaking pump out a ton of content.
Yeah, and then you can also break up the Facebook Live videos and put them on, you know, Snapchat and Instagram and all that other stuff, I guess.
Yeah, and I hear Instagram, like Instagram, everyone talks about Instagram. I just got it back on my phone like last night.
I'm liking the stories, thanks to Sonia.
Really?
Although I don't have much storytelling to do from my desk 24/7.
You know, and Tori, for those of you guys that don't know, I mean, Tori has a fantastic channel, a real YouTuber. You know, my big issue with Tori is that she doesn't come to the YouTuber conferences, because that's where you belong. You really do. I mean, when you get into video, there's this whole other world of just video people. You know what I mean? That know what you know and about YouTube, and we're all trying to get there together. And going to those conferences is a lot of fun. I'm you know, teasing Tori a little bit here, but it's because we know each other, so we go back like back to last October. So there's a lot to be said about how to repurpose, respecting the platform, and you know, staying true to your objectives. Like, what is it you're trying to do? Right? You're trying to just like overwhelm the marketplace with your content, or you're trying to produce good content for your audience that you want to overwhelm the audience with. You know, we don't need a whole bunch of crap on YouTube. We need a whole bunch of great videos on YouTube, and it's real easy to create a great video if you follow a structured process.
You know, and I did have a question for you in terms of more on the technical side. So, you know a lot of people have the green screen and the beautiful, you know, 3-point lighting system and, you know, all that great stuff. But for somebody that's on the fly, or, you know, this would be great material, and maybe they don't want to do a Facebook Live or Periscope, or, you know, live stream it, and they kind of want to make it look a little more professional. You know, is there something that you recommend that's not this overwhelming amount of, you know, equipment?
I would suggest to get my free toolkit. Okay, maybe we can send that link out or whatever. You go to my website or my Facebook page. But I think that you do need to have equipment. And I think that that's what makes video so special, is that so many of your competitors will spend that money on a beercation or on some, you know, thing that was not towards growing the business.
Tori, is that your, I'm sorry, I think Tori's showing your.
Oh, yeah. Tori's got a little tripod tool.
Yeah, this is an iPhone tripod, so you can really just plop it up anywhere.
Yeah, and desktop tripods are really the way to go now. You know, I'm at these conferences and everyone's got desktop tripods. I still have them, so I still use them. Taller tripods. This webcam is on a tripod right now. You really should invest in tools. And in the video marketing toolkit, which is available for free, I have my whole shopping list of what I think you should get. And the whole shopping list minus camera is, you know, it's a couple $100. The bigger shopping list gets bigger than that. But, you know, some people have budgets. And I will tell you this, that the better your gear, like if you have a tripod and it's simple as a tripod or even a monopod, not a selfie stick, a monopod, right? You'll have a better picture and you'll have better framing and your video will look better. So that when Joe Shaky Hand Realtor, you know, is kind of like doing, you know, his video, you'll have something better. And that's where you need to be competing, you know? So I don't like to take a how to build a video marketing empire for free approach. It's hard to do. Instead, I would say if you're committed to this, then invest in it. $500. $500 budget to gear. I'll show you, my thing will show you like how to spend that wisely, right? But those features will, that's why I painted my wall blue, you know, for my viewer to have a better experience, you know, with me. And we're going to move this whiteboard over here so I could do live, you know, this type of stuff. And I'm improving the viewer experience. So much of video is about the viewer experience, but as creators, we put it on us, right? It's like, I don't want to be on camera. Or I'm nervous, I'm shy about me, right? It's your viewers. Like, if you don't get out there and make this video, someone is going to buy a home and pay way too much for it. Or they're going to buy the wrong home. Or they're going to list their price for way too low. you have a duty, nay, the privilege, right, of putting yourself in front of them. You have to get your message out, you know, for that person. And that's what makes video different. That's why you should invest in it, because it tells the viewer that you were willing to go the extra mile for them.
Got it. And now I know this is getting out of the equipment side of things, but I did want to ask, how long should a video be?
90 seconds, right? 90 seconds. I mean, that's a multifaceted approach. There's a multifaceted approach to how long your video should be, right? It's like, well, what type of video? Is it a webinar? Is it this? Is it that? But 90 seconds, if you don't know, 90 seconds, and you should fit that 5-point format into the 90 seconds, where the body copy is the bulk of that, right? You see how those puzzle pieces work together? You know, you have a format, and now you have sort of this outline that it should be about 90 seconds. Now, if it goes to 2 minutes, is that fine? If it goes to 3 minutes, that might be fine, but you're starting to lose me. Your video should only be as long as you are engaging, right? The problem with live and the problem with video is that we tend to babble. We tend to go on. It reminds, for me, I trail off, you know, and I have to stay real hard on getting focused.
Yes.
So having that format and that structure and that time frame, like, it helps you. For me, it helps for me to write my content out, so I say what I want to say and I get out, maximize my watch time, and hopefully my viewers need to watch it again because it was so packed with info, you know. And that's something I want. I want people to watch again and again.
So it's almost kind of like a teaser, pretty much, right? You're kind of
it's open loops. Yeah, it's open loops. It's like it's keeping people engaged. They want more. They didn't quite get it, you know. And that was thought out, and it was thought out after, you know, I've been doing this for 2 years, like real hardcore, I think, in terms of being a YouTuber. And it's always been about learning and how can I make the next batch better. And so a lot of what I'm talking about is from me doing 3 or 4 batches over the last 2 years of videos, some which did phenomenally well and some which fell flat on their faces. I mean, imagine telling your wife that, hey, your 9 videos that you just spent X amount of time on are duds. You know, it happens. But having a plan helps to eliminate a lot of that. I learned that, I learned that lesson, you know.
Absolutely. Annie, I know I see you aboard. Annie, you had a question for Owen? Can't hear you, darling. You're on mute.
For the first time, I did the mute right.
Yay.
I know. I always am yelling. Oh, and I'm always yelling at my kids. So for the first time, I actually am not yelling at my children. It's a miracle. Trust me. You have no idea. It's a miracle right now. Number one, thank you for the toolkit. I'm thanking you in advance for the toolkit. Thanks. And yes. Number 2, with Facebook taking our YouTube videos and pushing them lower and lower on the feeds, I noticed, well, I wasn't a big YouTuber in my office. There were some people who were like major YouTubers. Like, there's some Keller Williams agents out here that are like, they got a listing, they got a YouTube. They got a listing, they got a Snapchat. They got a listing, they're on Periscope. I'm like, okay, you're just all over the place.
They're where the fish are. Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm not sweating that. But with Facebook, and they would always market it on Facebook, of course, because they would cross social media market. So they would get their people on Facebook and look at their thing on YouTube. With Facebook doing live, they have taken all of the YouTube videos and they put them lower on the feed. How do you go around that? How do you combat that? How do you work around that?
First of all, I love the picture behind you. And I wish it had a hashtag on it because I love it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the advice. I'll get a hashtag.
I love it. It's like, hashtag, passionate kiss. Okay, so here's the answer to that. YouTube links have been deprioritized in the Facebook newsfeed for about a year. So there's no value in pushing a YouTube link onto Facebook unless it's, in a group or, maybe it's on your personal page and the same 5 people, your mom included, are going to watch it. It's not an effective use of your time. and it's not an effective use of the Facebook platform, right? So don't do it. That's my first thing is don't waste your time trying to get your YouTube links on Facebook. The challenge to be overcome is how to repurpose those videos to be directly uploaded to Facebook so that they're in the news feed and they get the traction, the shareability, and the likes that they would deserve. So I would take your video and I would directly upload it to Facebook. I would promote your YouTube video everywhere that's not Facebook. So on Snapchat, you promote your YouTube link. On your blog. What's that?
On Instagram, your blog.
On Instagram, right? On Instagram, you promote the YouTube video. Like what I did on my Instagram was the link on my profile was the subscription link to my YouTube. So every time I made a video, I would make a thumbnail for YouTube and a thumbnail for Instagram. And, it would always be like link on my profile or whatever. And they could click that and they would instantly be subscribed to my channel. The problem is, that's how you would do it. For me, Instagram didn't generate enough of a response for me to continue using the platform. So, but that's the general process, right? So it's on LinkedIn, you promote your YouTube video. On your blog, you embed the YouTube video. On Medium, you embed the YouTube video. It's YouTube everywhere, except for where?
Facebook.
On Facebook, you use Facebook.
And what about LinkedIn? We had a social media guru come to the office on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And this woman was so on, and mind you, I'm not heavy on LinkedIn. I didn't know LinkedIn did half the stuff that she was telling us that it did. Yeah. I was like, LinkedIn does stuff? So LinkedIn's like Facebook. And so she's like, yeah. I was like, I got a LinkedIn account 100 years ago. I put my resume on there, and that was as much as I do.
Yeah. I would suggest that you not move into LinkedIn. Like, it's great that you know that it's there. And when you master Facebook, that would be a great secondary platform to add to your repertoire. And here's why. It's not like LinkedIn or Facebook. It's got some similar capabilities for targeting and finding people. And I love LinkedIn. I'm a big LinkedIn advocate, but even I've got like 5 or 6 strategies I'm sitting on. We're actually adding a whole LinkedIn segment to my course with Phil Gerbishak because he's a big LinkedIn pro. But I'm not jumping into it right now. It's just too much. It's like taking on too much water. So I believe in LinkedIn. I liked it. But if you don't have a network there, I have 1,700 followers on Pulse, and I'm still not really going to jump into LinkedIn yet. Master YouTube because, first of all, consumers, which is going to be more the realtor audience, are going to be on Facebook. If they're on LinkedIn, they're also on Facebook. So you're not missing them. You're just talking to them in a different place. And it's going to be cheaper to reach them, easier to find access. It's just an easier pancake to make. You know what I mean? So I would focus all of your energy on Facebook and YouTube. Like that's where I would really put your energy, because on YouTube, you're going to have pull content that brings viewers in. And then on Facebook, you're going to push them videos that lead to your free lead magnet or your opt-in, right? Your free ebook. And if you don't have one, you need one, right?
I just got one for my my niche market. I literally just got it the other day. I was going to show it to everybody. I just got my book, and I'm going to take some of the pages and I'm going to download it for my niche market.
So what's the title of it?
How to have a friendly divorce and split the house, more or less, because my niche market is divorces.
Okay.
I'm sorry, dissolution of marriage clients.
Yeah, either way. Yeah, the topic is a little, it's not a fun topic.
It's not.
But it's real. And I actually applaud your brain. I think everyone should take note on how you dug into a niche like that. That is huge. Whether it's gated communities, whatever it might be, right? Get into some kind of niche, and it could be the house or it could be, the person. And then create a lead magnet specifically for that niche. Like you've got an ebook, a top 10 guide or something. So your videos on YouTube or on Facebook, just imagine this. Customers never heard of you before. They're on Facebook. They see your video ad promoting your divorce ebook. Huh, that seems like me. I'll opt into that, right? And of course it seems like you. You targeted them. You targeted people in this area of this income who have been to these types of websites, divorce.com and how to do this, how to do that. So you
how to get out.
Yeah, you're reaching
50 ways to leave your wife, stuff like that.
Something like that. You're gathering data. So you already knew they were qualified when they saw your ad. They saw your ad, they opted in. Now, when they opt in, they get an email that says, here's your ebook, but I'm going to be sending you some great content that's really going to help you over the next 3 days. So I hope you're excited. The next day, you send them what? A YouTube video. The day after that, what do you send them? A YouTube video. The day after what? A YouTube video. So now they've got 4 pieces of content from you, which is what, like 2, 4, 6, 8 touch points. The emails are a touch point, but the emails link to content, which is another touch point. So that's 8 touch points. The average sale happens in 15 touch points. With realtors, it's a lot more than that. But you understand. You got 8 of those touch points out of the way with one ad as part of a campaign. So it's not just making videos. You're making videos with a purpose.
Correct. And that is but you see, YouTube has always intimidated me because YouTube is so pretty and glossy and it looks like television, and that's what I love about Periscope and Facebook Live is that it's more gritty. It is what it is. We're screwing up, we're figuring it out along the way. When you're on YouTube, you better know your stuff, and people look at YouTube. My husband looks at YouTube more than he looks at television. We don't even have cable. We have internet.
I haven't had cable in like 8 years. Yeah, totally. So I'm with you. Solidarity. I don't agree though. I think that, well, I do and I don't. YouTube is a place of polish. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
How much polish I think is dependent on you and your creativity. And I'm not saying you personally, just a person in general. We use what we call video branding elements, and it's a package of digital elements that we have a third party make. It might cost us $300 to get a bumper, to get a lower third, and so I pop up, and then a lower third kind of comes out and says, "Owen Hempstath," and then we have a full screen graphic and some things like this that chop up the video. So now I spent $300 on these.
You see it's going over my head what you just said, right, Baba?
Well, okay, and I appreciate that. You're letting me know where you're at, and I get that. But this is where we got to raise the lid, right? Because it's not about us, as I said earlier. It's about the viewers.
It's about my client,
You're going to reach the client on YouTube when they go to type in search queries. So the question is, I'm not afraid or I'm intimidated by YouTube. It's how do I get over the intimidation, right? True. Make your videos look better. A great way to do that is video branding elements. And I'll tell you what, I have a video on it. I'll post it to Sonia.
You have a video on video branding elements. I love it.
Yeah, well, I have a video called Top 7 Fiverr Gigs that you need to make better videos.
Owen he knows his stuff.
No, I think that's awesome. Look, I got a video on video branding elements. Come on, let me show you how to do it. I love it. I love it.
It's my tool belt. It's my tool belt. I came ready.
Awesome.
Ready to play.
I'm going to find you, and I'm going to look at your videos this week. And then I'm going to find you on social media, and I'm going to tell you how I'm doing.
Yeah, I would love to hear from you. And I'll tell you what, I want you to, I'm going to look up another channel. I'm going to give the link to Sonia. For my client, Scott Weiss, CFP. And Scott is a guy who and just got started. And let me show you his first videos. They all look great. They're so simple. It was him in front of a simple camera, but he added the video branding elements. And look at it. Just watch how great the videos came out. So it's something to keep in mind is how can I stand out for less money? Fiverr is a great resource. Get, digital graphics and some graphics made for low cost. It's a great resource for you.
Thank you very much for taking time out of your day. You are like super duper awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad you were here.
Oh, thank you. All right, Sonia, I can hop off now, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you can.
All right.
Thank you for popping on. And we are at the top of the hour, matter of fact, Owen. So where can we find you? Where, I know you said you were coaching, or I don't know if you have a webinar, or
Yeah. Let me show you the best way to stay in touch with me is to follow me on social media. Go to, your favorite social media channel and look for Owen Video. If you want to check out my toolkit, you can get it right here, bit.ly.com/VMA toolkit. It's free. You'll get my script template. You'll get my video title spreadsheet. You'll get my marketing blueprint for how to distribute the videos. I think it's really going to give you an inside look of how you should, as a business person, as a realtor, as a person that wants to generate revenue, approach your video marketing. And I want to leave you with this, is that the video is going to challenge you greatly. Even everyone on this call knows we've all been sort of staring at pictures of ourselves, right? While we're doing this video. And I'm looking at my imperfections. I'm looking at, my belly, and I'm looking at all these different things that I'm tearing apart and picking apart. But I have to get through those. And there's no way you're going to learn how to do that unless you start doing that. And there's something that happens to you. I see we have a couple questions, so I'll wrap this up. There's something that happens to you as a person where you start to mature and you start to really focus on your audience. And how do you get them to where they're going easier? It becomes less about you and more about them. And when that happens, it's a real fun place to be. And it comes out, I think, on camera.
Absolutely, Owen. It's a mindset, right?
Big time.
You have to change that mindset in your head and get over yourself.
Big time. Big time.
So, Mark, you said we have 2 questions. I don't see the questions. I don't know which ones they are.
Yeah, we had 2 questions. One was from Ross. He wanted to know what would be a good editor, either free or paid.
Great editor, free or paid. Okay, so free. There's a program called WeVideo. And wevideo.com, I have not spent time on the site, but I know about it. You could use iMovie on a Mac, right? Every Mac has iMovie. Now, every Mac has iMovie. On your phone, there's an app called Video Shop. That is phenomenal. I mean, you can do high quality production, shoot HD frickin' stuff with your phone, and then edit it on this little tiny device and export it to YouTube in full HD. Beautiful, beautiful program. Those are the free programs. In terms of paid, I would buy ScreenFlow for Mac. Mac it's probably like $99. It might be $199, but it's a low end low end cost, but it records your screen. It can do green screen. It can do, audio tracks. It can do a whole lot of cool stuff. The biggest though is recording your screen. Tori's taken off. You're the best. Thanks for introducing me to these fine people.
No problem. I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you, Tori.
Bye.
So you've got Screencast is very simple, but it records your screen, and that's huge. So that opens up the door. So you can record video, pull it in, but you can also record your screen. For something like professional, what I use Adobe Premiere Creative Cloud. It's $20 a month, $19 a month, and it's a professional grade editor. Still very simple, introductory simple, but it has growth. You can really grow into that. Professionals use that. Can't record your screen. So, I've been in this game so long, I have a variety of editors. I use Screencast, ScreenFlow, and Premiere the most.
Got it.
Awesome.
Mark?
And the last question was from Lance. He just wanted to ask ideas for videos to generate referrals.
Yeah, I think the key to generating referrals is using video to stay in touch with your audience. We all have gotten these. I bought a house last year, and I talk to my realtor from time to time on Facebook. He comments on my stuff. I comment on his. We're kind of like friends. Like, we don't go bowling together, but like we see each other around and we say hi. But it's never like, hey, how's your house going, right? How are things with your heater? And as a realtor, what you've got to do is create community with the people that you've put into homes. And you do that with Facebook groups and with email marketing, right? And I think Facebook groups is really the best way to go. So everyone that becomes a client goes into a Facebook group, and you engage them with video there once a week that's designed specifically for people that own homes, right? And it's like maybe once a week you do a video on a tip for this, a tip for that, a tip for the winter, and you're engaging with them through this Facebook group, and peppered into that, you ask for referrals. Peppered into that, you ask for referrals. Because like I was mentioning before, nobody likes the situation where, you know, your realtor's cool, but you never hear from him until he wants what? A referral. And you get a card in the mail that says, hey, Hemsath family, hope you are well. The kindest gift I could ever receive is a referral from your friends and family. Like, give me a break, guys. Like, that doesn't ingratiate me to anything. Instead, I want to be in community with my realtor. I want to or to my referrals, people that I spend referrals at. You know, I give referrals to people that I'm talking to all the time. So be the realtor that they're talking to all the time.
And Owen, on that note, too, well, really quick, have you heard of BombBomb?
Yeah, I know BombBomb. I know their CMO pretty well, and I've been following them for 3 years. So I had them on my very first video marketing summit when I was first getting started.
Would you recommend that or no?
You know what? I would recommend it based on what I knew of the company 3 years ago. I like the service. If you had to choose between that service and sort of like doing it, I think that there are better ways to do it. But I think that BombBomb makes it very easy to get started. You know, because with BombBomb, you can record a video, press go, and it goes out to your database. You know, with other stuff, there's more steps, but I don't think you need to send private, personalized videos to people. I think you need to send, maybe every once in a while you do that. I do. I think you need to be sending like higher level content out to an audience, to a database, and engaging people that way.
Got it. Okay. Mark, did we have any more questions or anybody else? I think we're good, right, with the questions?
Nope, that was it. I think
awesome.
we're good.
Awesome. Well, Owen, oh my gosh, you have provided us with a lot of information. We really, really love you. Appreciate all the information, the value that you've given us. And, you know, feel free to let us know. I think you had mentioned earlier where to find you, right? Or no?
Yeah, you know, I'm on social media as Owen Video. Look for me there. I gave you a link to my toolkit if you guys want to engage with me there. But follow me, stay in touch. We have got great content for realtors coming out. So follow the Facebook page, Owen Video. We've got stuff coming out on how to create lead magnets. I have a 4-part series. We filled up a room with realtors and just rolled up our sleeves. It was like, here's how you get famous on YouTube. I'm making that available. We're editing the videos right now. So I hope you guys will follow me. Stay in touch because we got a lot more coming for you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. And everyone, have a great night. And we will see everybody next Thursday, same time, same bat channel. See you guys later. Thank you.